A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John chapter 16, verses 16 to 20. Passage taken from the Message version of the Bible. In a day or so, you are not going to see me, but then in another day or so, you will see me. That stirred up a hornet's nest of questions among the disciples. What's he talking about? In a day or so, you're not going to see me, but then in another day or so, you will see me. And because I'm on my way to the Father, what is this day or so? We don't know what he's talking about. Jesus knew they were dying to ask him what he meant. So he said, "Are you trying to figure out among yourselves what I meant when I said, in a day or so you're not going to see me, but then in another day or so you will see me? Then fix this firmly in your minds. You're going to be in a deep mourning, while the godless world throws a party. You'll be sad, very sad, but your sadness will develop into gladness." The Gospel of the Lord.
Reflections on the Gospel according to John chapter 16, verses 16 to 20. Today the Church celebrates the 104th anniversary of the apparition of Our Lady to 3 children in Fatima. The message of Fatima is still relevant for today's world and for the Church, to pray for the conversion of the world and for the world peace. Today's Gospel leaves us with some mysterious words of Jesus. "In a little while you will no longer see me, and in a little while you will see me again." The first part seems to mean sadness for the disciples, but the reunion will bring them joy again. Jesus was certainly going to disappear, and that would lead the disciples to feel the sadness of separation, of the loss of someone they love. But the promise is the joy that awaits the disciples. They will see me again. Seeing can be done in many ways. There are those who, in spite of having their eyes open, do not see or understand anything. And there are also others who, even with their eyes closed, see and understand everything. We believe that Jesus is present not only in the Eucharist, but also where there are 2 or 3 gathered in His name. And He is present in the poor, the needy, the marginalized, the sick. There are people who are able to see beyond what can be perceived or touched and discover signs of hope, of life, of God's presence, while others are only able to see darkness and despair. There are people who have the light, the love of God within their hearts, and that's why they see what others do not see. They are able to illuminate, to live in joy. They see Jesus walking with us. They feel His presence in the poor, in the sad, in those who live in despair. And His presence brings light and hope to all. Let us ask Jesus on this day to give us that other way of seeing, to enlighten us from within so that we may discover His presence close to us, so that we may be able to light up hope in our hearts and communicate it to those we meet along the way. We do not see Jesus physically, but we open our eyes, we will find Him by our side, because He does not leave us alone. And the joy that will fill us will become contagious, and we will be a light for those around us.